Greetings, friends. What a great topic. Who should be the head of the family? Well, of course, a man. No, matriarchy. No, there should be equality. There must be equality. Friends, actually, in this life, no one owes anything to anyone. Everything is as it is. Everything is in its place. And not just like that, right? There are certainly certain potentials, meaning if it's basic energy, this is a very significant person, which means extremely strong, indeed a very good foundation, certainly. The second chakra, sexual, attractive, that is the feeling of this fluid, something like that. And the third chakra, you see, the third chakra is essentially about power and authority. It's about like when a person, pushes their agenda, they basically stand their ground. And here, the question is not about who should be the head. The question is, the stronger one, they are the head. It's all simple. It's that simple, yes, and this applies not just to the family, but in general, yes. That is, the one with a strong, firm solar plexus, yes, you can immediately see the willful intention there, yes, as Castaneda said, the intention of war. A family is, in principle, a connection, right? That is, it's a kind of micro-society. These are, in any case, some kind of everyday processes, right? I mean, people are forced to like or dislike, perhaps, a good person, a bad person. Well, you live together. I grew up in a communal apartment, right? So there are many people, and you interact somehow, right? Meaning people influence each other, right? They jostle each other a bit, somehow sort out their relationships. Well, those who are more assertive and stronger somehow push their way through, while those who are less assertive tend to bend and adapt to those they communicate with. And there's really no right or wrong here. It all just comes together as it is. In other words, the question of family relationships and dynamics is always a matter of mathematical algorithms of potential ratios, which can be understood through these complex mathematical models. Where the potential volume of energy and the quality of this energy are higher, that person will be the leader in the family. He has more mental fortitude and resilience. He has more personal strength. His intention is definitely stronger. He is undoubtedly tougher. He is absolutely clearer. He is more structured. And naturally, he will win in leadership. It really doesn't matter whether it's a man, a woman, or indeed the younger generation, as well as to say that people can just acquire and learn so that their strength is there, but it is gentle in essence, ultimately speaking. And in the rays of this strength, like in the shade of a tree, others can grow. This is the ideal scenario. But people of this kind are in reality those who are indeed already working on themselves. Therefore, if you are truly developed, if you truly have the right internal mechanisms, if you have strength and are still gentle, not showing it off, that is the highest level of mastery. It means the strength is there, but it is not rigid, not active in action. In the shadow of such a person, it is very easy to grow and develop. The second question is how convenient it will be for the person themselves, right? I mean, at that moment, they are losing their potentials, giving them away to others. Well, naturally, to avoid giving away, you have to become tough too, right? Then by deflecting, as they say, claims on your strength indeed remains your strength. How does the redistribution of potential occur? Yes, potential can be stolen. In essence, when one individual belittles another person and the latter goes along with it or agrees, the potential of the second person is usually lost in the process. This lost potential often gets transferred to the person who establishes and sets their own rules. Here, understanding energy information processes is already an important point. Moral and ethical standards are indeed the internal quality of the one who is truly stronger. If a person truly lacks noble concepts, they are likely to drain the energy of the entire family, weakening those who are less strong to become stronger themselves. However, this strength and power often end up overwhelming the person. In other words, a person expands in their physical and mental state, becomes bloated, and, as they say, loses their sense of reality to such an extent. The power they acquire blinds them, and they start acting in unpredictable and unusual ways. If there are some appropriate and effective mechanisms in place, well, a person doesn't experience swelling. In simple terms, he approximately retains the human form, preserving this image of a man in a recognizable way. And this human image, in my honest opinion, is indeed a very key element regarding the internal organization. And naturally, if such a person undoubtedly exists, it means that they can share their incredible potential and abilities, even if they are significantly stronger. That is, he is wiser. Yes, he can give a part of his potential so that it grows, so that there is even more, and it will be even better for him. He will receive even more. But not because he takes, like dividends, but because he gives. So this is indeed a very fascinating concept, and we can actually discuss and ponder for a long time how the potentials are actually redistributed, potentially. But in reality, looking at life out there through the window, it's simpler. People are rough. People in general, with weak self-organization, those who are stronger, are simply more brazen, more assertive, and use their rude behavior to push others aside. Potentials are with those who are more modest, more well-mannered, and have their own ideas about what is right. In other words, ideas about correctness do not benefit them. But besides that, it is also a rather crude form of self-organization, and there are very few other forms of self-organization overall. So, most often that's exactly how it happens. The stronger one is right. Rudely, arrogantly, and brazenly, they take over, and everything is perfectly fine. What was yours becomes ours. Very few people outgrow this, in most cases. Those who, along with strength, have enough self-organization to learn by acquiring knowledge and skills to question some of the internal mechanisms of their own self-organization, then indeed a person begins to ennoble themselves, meaning their consciousness starts to expand because they begin to understand more deeply. In other words, the 3-room apartment metaphorically moves upstairs, meaning the person starts to give more, the person starts to share more. But it's not just like that. They start to give everything away, including their time, energy, and resources. No, he begins to feel. That is, the heart is primarily about sensation, about knowledge, direct and immediate knowledge. And already knowing who to give to, what potential and what can come of it, that is the main thing. It's like an intuition, an energetic vision. When this happens, a person rises higher. Creativity follows, self-expression, and then even higher aspects of self-organization emerge. That's how it is. As I see it, yes, there is kind of an accumulation of energy within the human being. And most often, of course, it all stops at the 3rd chakra, with the attitude of, I am stronger, I take what is mine, and you all look out for yourselves. There are people who aim high without understanding the basics. Yes, I was one of those people. I immediately flew off somewhere into space with all the divine stuff, like hallelujah and so on, right? But in reality, he hasn't figured out his inner beast, his relationships, or the areas of satisfying basic needs, the pleasure of communication, of life, of, so to speak, interacting with other people. Nothing is clear, right? The 3 is all crooked, yes, but the 6 is incredible, here in the heart, with some incredible processes and sensations. This is all definitely wrong, friends. If you really truly want to fly somewhere, if you really indeed want to gain some proper understanding, it is very crucial to build a base. It is very, very important to lay a solid foundation. Because without all of this, it will all be schizophrenia. It's important to have people who can give you a sober, clear assessment. Even psychologists, yes, who can adequately look at a person and say, yes, this is it, do this, don't do that, this is right, this is wrong. So Doing a basic analysis like this can really help in a significant way, especially in the early and initial stages. And in general, it's truly important to find your person. It's really important to find your teacher in order to move towards growth and development, so that you ultimately have someone to trust. Well, in fundamental aspects, our teachers are our family. These are our parents, and those we live with every single day in our daily lives. Here is your teacher, the person who will guide you through your learning journey. Look at the person who lives right next to you, your neighbor. Whether you want to or not, you are definitely copying him. That is your teacher. Do you feel the strength within yourself to carry someone else? That's one important thing. And you understand that you have enough self-organization to avoid falling into the degrading patterns of those friends or people you interact with. Instead, you'll maintain your focus and determination, staying on your path, and pull them up with you, offering them your support and encouragement along the way. People overestimate their strength, and by starting to interact with those below their level, end up falling themselves. And conversely, if you truly see a person who is more developed than you, then that's it. Engage with them. The more you interact with him, the more high-frequency energies you will receive, and the more you will grow yourself, because whether you want it or not, in the moment of interaction, it's an experience, you grow. The soul grows, you get communication, interaction with a person who is higher than you in development. You can understand and determine who is higher and who is lower. And then, of course, you should always listen to your heart. It knows. It truly knows. It really does. So, who owes what in the family and among friends? These are all very good ideas. Reality, however, remains reality, and it is exactly what it is. Might makes right. And this fundamental principle applies just as well to the micro-society within a family, in essence. So, observe yourself, read smart books, self-organize, grow, and develop, and continue to your journey of self-improvement, light and love.